Are you ready to rock? Ready to roll! Happy Monday! How are you? This week, I'm very excited to be teaching something about the water cycle. Okay? First thing I want to tell you, right out of the gate, is I'm not going to actually tell you something. I'm going to ask you a question. Now, you're not really going to know the answer to this, so you might. Let's listen. Do we drink the same water that the dinosaurs drank? Yes or no? Are we drinking fresh, new water, or are we drinking the same water that they drank? The answer to that question is yes. We're drinking the same water. What we're going to talk about this week is the water cycle, okay? Just like the butterfly cycle that goes around and around and keeps living and living and living. The butterfly dies and another baby butterfly is born, but the cycle keeps happening. Frog is a tadpole. It grows those tadpole, swims around, then it grows legs, and then it grows and gets bigger, and then it dies, but there's more babies that grow. And there's just the cycle keeps going and going and down. There's more eggs, and then the babies. Babies get old, and then they die, and then more babies come. And that cycle keeps going on and on and on. The same thing happens with water ever since the dinosaurs. So, the water cycle is just this. Are you ready? It is the way that water moves from the clouds to the earth, and then back up to the clouds. It is a cycle. It rains down, and then it evaporates up, and it forms a cloud. The cloud gets too much water droplets, and then it comes down. If it's cold, it'll be snow. If it's warm, it'll be rain. Okay? But we're not going to use terms like raining and stuff. We're second graders, so we're using some bigger words now. And you may hear some of these words on the news when you're watching the weather. But the first water cycle word we're going to talk about today is called evaporates or evaporation. Can everybody say that? Evaporation. Very good. Evaporation is when, for example, if I was washing my car today outside, and then I had a big puddle and I walk around the puddle to come back inside. Tomorrow when I go outside, the puddle will be gone. Did a magician come to my house and make it disappear? Or was it the water cycle? Well, if you said magician, try harder. It's the water cycle. It's a wonderful thing that it's a way that the water moves from the clouds to the earth and back up to the clouds. And this is a cycle that keeps going around and around. The first term we're going to talk about is me washing my car. Evaporates. That's the first, or one of the major parts of the water cycle. So what you're not seeing is this. And you're going to see the cute video experiment that these kids are doing in the street. But what you're not seeing is the water disappearing before your own eyes. You can. Your eyes aren't that strong. What you can do is you can come back later and see if it's gone, some of it's gone, or all of it's gone. Because you see the sun kind of speeds up evaporating. Evaporating means that the puddle, the water, after washing the car, it's a liquid. And it slowly, piece by piece, water droplets and water vapor, it goes up into the air. And it travels up, 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 up. Okay? And it keeps going until it hits a cloud. And what happens is, over time, the water in the puddle evaporates. When water evaporates, it changes into a gas. So it's a liquid, changes into a gas, like the air inside of a balloon. But the gas is going to be in a water vapor form. Okay? And we call that water vapor. Can you see it with your eyes? Well, if mom or dad has hot tea on the stove and you hear it whistling, sometimes you see like smoke coming out. It's not smoke, that's water vapor, okay? So water vapor is very important for the evaporation process. Now that water vapor, it rises into the air. And that's what we're talking about today, okay? So when you see the pictures about this cycle, it just means that the water evaporates. See that puddle? And it's going to push it up. And that water vapor is going to do some things. And that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. So we're talking about one part of the water cycle when water... Now, I'm not just talking about just puddles. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's go back to the ocean. Let's go to a big lake. Even those things. A lake is just a giant puddle. And little bit at a time, even the ocean covers most of the earth. Little bit at a time, that water is slowly changing from a liquid going up and changing to water vapor. It has to do that. That is part of the water cycle. So I want you to look at some of these evaporation pictures in the Nearpod slide. I also want you to check out these kids that take a paintbrush, a cup of water, and they're painting pictures and things and words on the sidewalk, and it's gone. It evaporates. So they're seeing and doing it right before their own eyes. So keep in mind that you need a hot day to do it outside, okay? And that's really about it for today. I will see you tomorrow, and when we start talking about something called condensation. All right, see you tomorrow, everybody.